Hello, in this video we'd like to show you how we've created sort of one unified API for both the Lyric and the Total Connect devices. I'm Brian with Apigee. As a refresher, our starting point was we had sort of two different API approaches at the beginning of this exercise. On the one hand, with Lyric, we had what we consider to be a partial REST API. It was strong, JSON over HTTP, really easy to understand, but it lacked some of the key attributes that we think of as having pure REST. On the other hand, Total Connect was a SOAP API. In the last couple of videos, we showed you sort of Total Connect leapfrogging Lyric in terms of having a pure REST API with hypermedia and SDKs and a device simulator and so on, including WebSockets and eliminating polling. As a refresher, that looked like this, where we can view now. You can imagine this is a partner app consuming the Honeywell Total Connect API, and here they can go in and do things like turn lights on and off, arm or disarm the security system, and of course that's all actually being running through to the actual Total Connect device. And what we'd like to show today is taking the Lyric API up to the same level, where you have the same exact API style, pure REST, and so on. So to do that, what we're going to do is go over to the Honeywell developer portal, and I'm going to go ahead and do the authorization thing here. This is all running through Apigee Edge, and I'm going to send a sample request. Okay, that all looks good. And now that I have my token, I'm going to go ahead and make a call to the Lyric device, which will happen here. I'm going to go grab that new token, and then I run my server. And now what we'll see is we are now connected to Lyric, and when I come back to my native iOS app here, along with the Total Connect API and the device down here, we also see the Lyric thermostat, and I can see the parameters that are currently in place. I can actually go ahead and it's currently off. I can set it to cool. I can go ahead and set the set point to 72, and you'll see the set point is now set to 72. And I'm off and running. And this is all unified under one API. If I want to look at this in a more technical view, it would look like this, where just like we saw, it's the same data that we see in the app or in this API view, but when I do my API requests to overall Honeywell, based on my auth, I would see, here's my Lyric device, here's my Total Connect device. I can go and drill into one of them, Total Connect, for example. Where'd it go? Lyric. And I can see all of the information coming back. Now, I could take this even a step further, and let's kill this guy for a second. And here, we will run it. Oh, I killed this guy too. We're going to run things so that they look even more unified. So now this Apigee Link server is connecting under the same runtime, both Lyric and Total Connect. So now if I go back here, we see, what do we see? Why isn't it there? There it is. We see one Honeywell device API, and all of the devices are under the one API. So if I come back here to Reflector, now we have one Honeywell device API, and all my devices are intermixed together. So we can see the links, Total Connect, security system intermingled at the same level as the Lyric thermostat, and so on. So that's the idea there. So what we've done essentially is, along with having both Lyric and Total Connect sort of working at the same level, we've actually created one unified API across both of them. So what we end up with here is sort of one consistent Zetta compliant API design. You can imagine what I showed you was a partner app. In the case I showed you is for iOS, consuming all of that stuff together. Of course, we see the simulators that we saw last time, where even if you don't have a device, an actual Honeywell device connected, the developer could still do powerful things against the API, streaming data via WebSockets. Ultimately, we would have all of this under one unified portal, and we would apply all of the above to an ecosystem of partners and device apps. That's it. Thank you.